Yo, so first time doing this, but I feel like it's long overdue. I'm all set up here at the new house. I'm recording a little production breakdown of how I made my new song, Break a Sweat. Break a Sweat is out now. Go check it out. Very excited. Let's check it out. So first, I guess the top two important sounds is the vocals and the main synth. That would be probably the part that people are the most curious about. And here's the Serum preset. Well, it's not a preset. I don't typically use presets too often. Usually when I hear a sound in my head, I'll know how to make it very quickly. And as I said before, I like to keep things as simple as possible. So this is really all it is. It's a basic shape. And the point of this is because when it's just a normal sub, it makes no noise. So if you add this modulation to it, a little more attack, a little more presence, and then adding this completely detuned mini bass, it's kind of like a percussive industrial sounding thing, which is something I'm a huge fan of. And then everything else going into it, the most minor bit of reverb, OTT, a little OTT on top, decapitator. I pretty much use decapitator on so much stuff, not so much on this project, but in future projects that I go over, you'll see decapitator everywhere. It's just like a consistent thing I like to hear. EQing. There was just I think this was probably a really muddy note. This makes it not clash with the kicks and the bass lines too much. It's the compression settings. Pretty slow attack. That's why you're getting that clicky sound in there. It's clicky without it. And then what did we end it with? Some Serum effects for the breakdown. This is how I have the Serum effects going. And this is my preset for Serum effects, and it's basically just a wash, just washing out sounds. And then I have it on a macro control, so I'll use it for build-ups, risers, things like that. You can hear it right here. This is how I'm affecting the bringing in delay, we're bringing in reverb, we're bringing in EQ, and that's how the Serum effects works. And basically everything else is kind of just like adding percussive type things. Oh, this is another thing I like to do pretty often. I'll use the Waves CR8 sampler, and I'll just drop in like a old school synth sound. I do this quite a bit. In the breakdown, this is what it's really doing. So that's that sound. And to be honest, I couldn't tell you where it comes from. I don't remember at this point. I think it's called like the Shaman Rave Stab Pack or something like that. There's a ton of stabs in there. Or you could just use Rave Generator, I'm sure it's in there. It's a similar sound to all of those. I can make you. But that's that sound. We have other. I can make you break a sweat, break a sweat, break a sweat, break a sweat. And zaps. Very simple sound design. Yeah. I mean, I don't even really know how to explain to you how simple this is. This is just a sub basic shape sine wave, and I have LFO1 coarse pitching, and this is like the amount that it's the rate at which it's affecting the coarse pitch. So you kind of get a little wobble in there. Super simple. This next sound is just a zap sound too. I like to do these every once in a while. Yeah, it's just the LFO pitching the coarse pitch just on an envelope. Super simple. Let's see, what do we have here? reverse sub. Kind of add these a lot too. I have a preset for reverse subs. Super simple. Nothing too complicated there. Again, wheel up. This is a very, very typical jungle sample. I think it came from like reggae music. You'll hear this sound a lot in reggae music as well, if you're hip to reggae music at all. But yeah, I just dropped it in there. I really like having kind of nostalgic sounds just dropped in to mixes somewhere that makes me feel like I like it more, and I felt like I heard it here.
Break a sweat, break a sweat. Can make you break a sweat.
That's it. That's all it's doing. Not too much. Just like a full transition.
Break a sweat.
Yeah, nothing too complicated about there. Bassline.
Can make you.
Super simple. Saw wave. With a filter. No distortion, no nothing. Super simple. Doesn't get any more simple. I've been using Duck a lot for sidechaining stuff, especially on the bass lines, because Duck, I love that you can see the kick coming through, the kick wave, so I can like adjust that to the wave of the kick. Super simple, but also have track spacer on here, and it's also another kick send that's coming through, so it's making sure that really, really harsh frequencies aren't coming through and getting in the way of the kick. I think that's all of like the synth stuff. What's this? Oh, this is pretty common sound. It's a saw wave. Hyperdimensional one. You have the macro one affecting the LFO rate of number one. And the LFO is affecting the chorus pitch. And the hyper getting wider every time it goes up and down. Kind of cool song. So that's all of the synths, the main synth sounds, I would say. What do we have? For the drums, I recently have been primarily using the new Mark Knight sample pack. I think all the drums in it just sound amazing. But that's pretty much where most of these drums are coming from. This is probably just like a 909. I would say the Ride. The drum fill, I have like these, I saved these drum fills that I've made from like Easy Drummer and stuff, so I couldn't tell you where this is from. Yeah, just the acoustic drum fill, which is something really rare that I do. I usually will make like a 909 or something snare fill. Oh, this is a pretty big signature song.
Break a sweat, break a sweat.
This one I actually didn't change the name so we could see where it's from. It's from Oliver. I love Oliver's sample packs as well. If I want some creative sound in my percussion, I'll go to an Oliver pack for sure. I feel like he definitely has some unique percussion ideas in his pack, so it's always like a good one. If I'm feeling stuck on like a drum sound, if I want to hear something unique, I'll go to an Oliver pack. Yeah, that's that. The kick, pretty long kick, I will say. It's like at 8th, and my ghost kick that's triggering, this the side chains for all the synthesizers and stuff like that, is a 16th. Is that a 16th? And yeah, the main kick is an 8th. Mark Knight. all the cymbals, clap. The rim is from Oliver's sound pack as well. He has a lot of cool rim samples that I like. This upbeat sound, I want to say it's from Evo Sounds techno pack. Percussion, that sounds like Mark Knight probably, if I'm guessing right. Ride, Mark Knight for sure. Yep, all the drums, lots of drums. You know, the drums were probably the most important part of this track, so lots of drums here. No real loops. Kind of made all the loops myself for this one. I will use loops. I like using loops, but for this one, that's just not how it went down. But yeah, mostly Mark Knight stuff. The vocals.
I can make you break a sweat. I can make you break a neck. I can make you break a sweat.
God, I love these vocals so much. I'm trying to remember where they even came from. Hold on.
Break a sweat. I can make you break a neck. I can make you break a sweat. I can make you break a...
I can make you.
Oh, it came from Eliminate. Eliminate has a sample pack, and these vocals were in it. I might have been digging around on Splice for random vocals, you know, and when I'm looking around on Splice out, and I'm looking for vocals in particular, I'll hit like the random filter, so it kind of gives me random ideas instead of showing me the most popular ideas, and that's probably how I found those ones. But yeah, that's where those vocals came from. It was like I feel like it was a cool little find, and the vocals immediately caught my attention, so had to use them. It's a very thematic thing in house music right now, sweating. If you look up the word sweat on Beatport in the tech house or house music, there's a lot of songs with the word sweat in it. And the song has been made for a while now, probably over a year, maybe. So I've had this one just sitting here for a while, and yeah, it just so happens it's kind of fitting a trend right now with the sweating. Yeah, so I guess I can go over my little master chain as well. It's not so complicated, but I guess it would be good to know how. I know a few people have asked me about mastering before. Basically, what's happening here in Pro Tools is I will have all my drums going through a drum group, as you can see here. And then, everything accordingly is going to my mix bus. And then my mix bus goes to my main master out. I hope you're following already. I mean, it's what you would do in Ableton as well, so it's not that crazy, but it just looks different in Pro Tools, but it's not that different. But basically on each one of these groups, before it goes into the mix, I will have a kind of like a clipping fab filter. It's kind of just chopping off those like really peaky frames. Not going a whole lot. I'll have the 1-to-1 set, so it's not changing the volume. Look at the meter here on the left, you can see the huge difference. And then you turn it on, and the sound isn't that different. It just helps my main mix bus deal with all the transients. Drum bus, I just have isotope relay. I don't know why I use just makes me feel better to have all the volumes at 0. I don't know why, but I'll add just 1 dB on the drum bus. Barely noticeable, but live it makes a little bit more of an impact having the little extra bump on the drum bus, because as we get into the mix bus, we're going to be losing a lot of dynamics, and not a lot, but we're going to be losing dynamics, so this helps push the drums a little bit harder into the mastering chain pretty much. For this mastering chain, I actually brought out, let's see, pretty simple, OTT, set to, it's on default. If I wanted to, I probably should have brought it upward to make it more dynamic, but it's barely doing. I like OTT. I like how it deals with the high end and the sparkle. Make it elevates the high end a little bit without doing too much compression, especially if you have the depth down. Yeah, isotope imager, just monoing the sub, then fab filter. Fab filters to deal with my sub. Then I have this section dealing with that low mid. I hate low mids. I hate low mids. Then I have high end dealing with the high ends a little bit. Doing very little, but just enough for me. Here I like to get rid of like sub-frequency effects that aren't even noticeable in the song. High frequency that aren't really noticeable in the song. The reason why I have relay here is because I have these presets for my limiters. And basically I have a limiter on my mix bus that has a 1-to-1, and what I'm doing with this limiter where I can notice, barely notice for this one. When I have relay next to it, going into it, it's basically controlling my level into it. My target is always to get in between -6 and -5. So if I can get in that range, that's where I'm happy. That's where I feel like it's going to sound good live. So for this one, I brought relay up to 2.5. Loud enough. Love it. And then on my master out, I just have my final limiter.
I can make you break a sweat, break a sweat, break a sweat.
It's just getting those little inner sample beats. That's all the last limiter is doing.
I can make you break a sweat.
Yeah, so basically that's it. That's Break a Sweat. That's the production behind Break a Sweat, at least. I hope you found that informative, interesting. Probably not that interesting. I think a lot of times overproducing, overcomplicating sounds is a huge problem in music production. So I really, with the Modapit project, I really wanted to strip that away and use really simpler sounds and get back to more root sounds, analog type vibes. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this production breakdown, and if you had any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will reply and answer your question. But for now, go stream Break Sweat. Go stream Break Sweat. If you're a DJ, pick it up on Beatport. Go play that shit live. It's a banger. Alright guys, peace.